Hello and welcome back. This time I'm going to be talking to you about how to decorate your home after Christmas. Christmas is a beautiful time of the year, but it usually comes with a lot of stuff in the house. So this is a time in the new year to declutter, to organize, and to make sure you keep that cozy factor into your home with decorating. I'm going to be introducing topics to you such as Hygge, as well as Feng Shui, and these are design principles that I use in decorating that I'd like to teach you about as well. Before I started decorating, I took a trip to Ikea, and there I got a couple of really nice things: a small rug to help anchor one of my chairs, a couple of different pillowcases to add that different textures and nice textiles to the environment. Really increases the coziness factor. And also I got a really beautiful basket and a arrangement of photographs that I was really excited about. You know, a lot of people don't like to get their photographs from Ikea because they think that, you know, everybody has them, but you know, it's really about what speaks to you, and if you like it and it brings you joy, then just use what you like to see. Now, I wasn't able to find previously what I was looking for. I was looking for nature-inspired images online, and I just couldn't find what I was hoping to find. And then I was in IKEA, and I saw this package, and it had all of these different sizes of photographs, and I really I like this. Took this home. I like the color palette, and this is what I'm going to be using to decorate with today. Here's a little before shot of my Christmas mantle with all of our red decor, which I removed and cleaned off the mantle, and I'm going to go ahead and start placing these winter kind of inspired photographs. Now I'm reusing my Winter Wonderland sign and pairing it with these frames that I got from that IKEA bundle I just showed you. Also, I'm going to be reusing the crystal that we made in a previous video from the Dollar Tree Swiffer into a borax crystal. I have a link below that you can follow along to see that tutorial if you would like. I also in that video made crystal trees out of borax. This is one of them, the birch tree. It's stunning. This was made from a Dollar Tree pine tree from Christmas time. So go ahead and check out that video as well if you're interested in making these two items. You'll see here that I'm now placing my crystal bowls. I'm really excited about these. I got these for Christmas and have been wanting them forever. They're a nice meditation tool, so I'm happy to add those to my decor because they're just so beautiful. Now I'm going to go to this area where I have this sign in a scrapbook frame. I'm going to redo this one here, and I like to use a printout that I made, and it has the 5 Reiki Principles on there. If you didn't know, I'm also a Reiki master, and this is kind of an energetic practice that people perform in healing and health. And some of the principles are more like affirmations, and they say, just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will be grateful. Just for today, I will be kind to all living things. And just for today, I will do my work honestly. And it's, you know, it helps you kind of ground yourself that, you know, that's what you're focusing on for that day. It's a daily meditation and a daily affirmation, a daily intention setting that should be done. But I have it here, and I like to kind of look at that periodically as well. Just especially, you know, one that resonates with me is not worrying. When you have 2 small children, it's something you do all the time. And just to say, I don't worry anymore, you know, it's not really realistic. So to kind of center yourself and say, okay, for today, I'm not going to worry. It's very helpful, and it's a very calming practice to do. So that's something that I will be adding to my decor for the new year. Adding statements or affirmations, you know, in this time, especially to take you on to, you know, what you want to set for your new year theme. I think that this is a good time to do that. Here you see I have these mandala, they're actually sticky adhesive towels. I got them from the Dollar Tree, and I was just cutting the sign off of them. I'm not going to stick them here so that I can still use them for a different project later. I left them in the packaging, but it looks like it has a black frame that matches my sign. So I went ahead and mounted those together in a scrapbook frame, and I think that they look really nice on my shelf. Next to, again, another one of my singing bowls, the beautiful chakra heart chakra singing bowl that I have here. So adding to the coziness factor, I have a little DIY here on how to do a DIY nice chunky thick cable net wool blanket. This here, I have this yarn. It's thick wool yarn I got from Michael's, and you go ahead and you take at the end of that and you tie it into a knot. Now the first part of this is that you take this, put your hand through that knot, pull a loop through. Okay, and so you're going to make a chain this way. So starting, pull a loop through, and each time you put your hand through that loop that you just created and pull another loop, and you do this over and over again until you have the length of the blanket that you feel that you would want. This creates a chain. Now you want to have the loops a little bit large, but not too large, and you want to try to keep them all uniform shape. Okay, and this is what it will look like. Once you get to the end, now we're going to go back on ourselves and go back the other direction. So here I pulled a loop through that last one, and now I'm going to go back onto the chain, find the next link, and pull another loop through. Okay, and so I'll lay it down here so that you can see that illustrated better. You find the next area in the link and you pull that loop up through, and you do this the entire length of the chain that you just created. And this is kind of the most tricky part, I would say, to get it started. But once you get this started, this is really you'll fly through this, and it's very easy. But one thing you're gonna be concerned about, or did you run your loop through the correct location in each link? And although you want to try hard to do that, it's actually not that big of a deal if you run it through the wrong link, or if you skip one or things like that. I mean, someone might say, well, no, that is not going to be perfect, but that doesn't matter. It's your project. It's a DIY, and what matters is that it will turn out nice regardless, and it's something that you put your energy into create, and it's going to put your energetic imprint into your home, and you're going to feel comfortable with that object because of that. All of the loops, you do want to have them be a similar length, and so you don't want them to be variable in size. And when you pull each loop through the next chain in the link, you kind of want to pull it tight like you saw me do there, so that they're touching. There's not a lot of slack in between the two chains. And then you're just going to go along, and that's it. You feed it the entire way through, up and down, back and forth, until you get to the length that you want. And you'll see this is going to make a really beautiful chunky blanket. And this is something that in the Hygge Principles that I was talking about introducing to you is something that would really fit into that. Hygge is a concept, originates in Danish, and some say also Norwegian cultures, that it kind of creates a cozy feeling in your home. It's how to make your environment feel warm. There, the temperatures are very cold. The environment can be frigid in the wintertime, and so it's bringing in elements into your home that make it feel comfortable. So some examples of that are most definitely a cozy blanket, layering of rugs and textiles and pillows, and definitely a lot of candle light. So that is something that definitely adds that cozy effect as well. And here I'm just linking two balls of yarn together by taking the frayed edges and wrapping them around each other to create the continuation of the strain. If you didn't have this type of yarn, you could just also tie that in a knot to continue on is also fine. I just did it this way to just prevent a visible knot. Some other things to keep in mind when it comes to the Hygge concepts are having a neutral space, neutral in its color palette, so it doesn't always have a lot of vibrant and fire type colors. And another thing is it's meant to provoke people to stay together, so making sure you have lots of cozy seating arrangements, lots of places for people to sit and come together, and it's just a feeling of togetherness is what Hygge is all about. It's a really nice concept. I love incorporating this theme into my home, and I hope that you like to incorporate some into your home as well. Now, to finish the edge of your blanket, you're going to, instead of going one by one, you're actually going to link two of them together with your leading loop. So you have your yarn edge that you are going across with. You link it to the one next to it. Then you take a yarn loop, you pull it through both, make another loop, and then you pull up the next one, your leading yarn through, make another loop, and then so on. You continue this the entire way across the edge, and this is going to create a really nice finished edge. One last tip for making this blanket, I find it easier to do this on a large surface. I actually am doing this on the floor, on our wood floor, so that I can see it going side to side. It helps me lay it out and make sure that I have my loops even. Now at the end, you cut the yarn, your leading yarn, and when you pull that loop through, instead of creating that loop to do another link, what you'll do is you'll just pull that yarn the entire way through so that you have a tail, and then you pull on that and it will actually create a knot. You can tie another knot into that, and what I do is kind of weave that tail back in on itself through the blanket a little bit to disguise it and also add some stability to that edge, and it really, you can't see it at all. And now you have your beautiful, large, cable knit, Hygge, cozy, wonderful blanket that you made for your family. And it's just going to have such a nicer feeling to you knowing that you made that. And it's going to really add that cozy factor to your space that you want after Christmas. Now I'm going to add that beautiful blanket to a basket next to my fireplace with some pillows, and this basket was from Ikea, I showed you in the beginning, and also with one of the Ikea pillowcase covers that I got there. I like the pillowcase covers so that you can change them throughout the different seasons and have a lot of different styles, and it, really with the different textures and the pillows, layering them in the baskets, that gives it a really nice effect. You have here also a planter that you see that I got from TJ Maxx. I have rolled up blankets in there with a faux fur rug, and it just makes the space really nice and cozy and warm. And here's a little overview of how this space turned out. I'm really happy with it. It doesn't have a lot of color, but it has a nice calming effect to me, and this is the look that I desire when I'm going into a new year. Next, I'm going to be decorating the side hutch area off of my kitchen, and I'm going to be removing a lot of the greenery as well as the obvious Christmas decor, the Christmas bulbs and things like that. The green theme I really like in this area. I have a lot of plants in this area, so it ties in very nicely. I did leave some of the winter decor that's not too overtly Christmas. So some of the trees that are just a pine tree that are neutral, I did leave those in place because I think that still kind of goes with the winter theme and gives that cozy environment that I'm looking for at this time of year. So another design principle that I take into consideration is Feng Shui. Feng Shui is a very vast topic that there are Feng Shui masters for. I am not a Feng Shui master, but I do study the topic quite a bit because I enjoy incorporating these elements into my home and trying to elevate the Feng Shui as much as possible. Now, if you are a Feng Shui master, you'll probably point out things that I'm doing wrong, but certainly no home is perfect when it comes to Feng Shui, and it's difficult to always get all these concepts correct, but I think it's good to try to understand a few of these and how they can affect your life. A really important Feng Shui principle is to remove clutter. So that is one thing that's kind of nice after Christmas. We tend to have a lot of decorations in the house, a lot of decor, and you can see after a while you start to feel overwhelmed. You start to feel that you're ready for all that Christmas decoration to come down. And even though the house feels empty afterwards, there's a certain level of peace with that. And that's one of the things that you can tell and you can feel. That's the energy flow of Feng Shui. right? You've removed that clutter, and now suddenly you feel a level of peace. And that is some of the concepts that I like to incorporate. Another big one, and I'd like to share with you before we depart, is incorporating live plants into your home. This is a great one for feng shui. I have this beautiful little bonsai tree that is my friend there. We take care of her every day, and it's just something nice to have in there for your family. And again, there's many concepts in feng shui that we can talk about that you'll have to wait for future videos. And I hope that you enjoyed this content, and if you did and you'd like to hear more about feng shui, let me know in the comments below. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you can take these concepts that we talked about and incorporate them into your home. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.